Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you so much for joining us today. I want to seek the blessings of Krishna Balaram, Radha Shamsundar, Radha Madhav, Gauranitai, Srila Prabhupada, Gurudev. Today is a very special day. It's Vaman Dvadasi. It's the appearance day of Lord Vamanadeva. We can see him here. Small Brahmin boy, came for a particular purpose. Leela Avatar. It's one of the Leela Avatars. He's also one of the Dasa Avatars. So he's a very important personality, incarnation of Vishnu. So there's a very nice pastime behind his appearance, why he came. And I wanted to briefly go through that. So he's the fifth amongst the Dasavatars, Machkach Varanasim Vaman, number 5. And he's one of the Leela avatars, as I said, is the 18th out of the 25 chief Leela avatars. So he's described in many Puranas, actually. Many Puranas are described. His pastimes are described. So he appears like today, the day after Ekadasi. And in the 8th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the pastimes of Vamanadeva are described in some detail, how he captures the 3 planetary systems from Bali Maharaj. Now, who is Bali Maharaj? Bali Maharaj is the famous grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj had a son called Virochan, who was a demon. And this is a family of Asuras, traditional family of Asuras. But Prahlad Maharaj was a great devotee, but his son wasn't. His son leaned towards the demons. But his son, Virochan's son, Bali Maharaj, was actually a great devotee. So we're going to see how Vamanadeva basically captures the whole 3 words from Bali Maharaj. Once upon a time, Bali Maharaj, he was killed in a battle. He was killed in a battle with the demigods. And Indra, who actually killed him, he was really annihilating the demons. And Lord Brahma didn't like this. So he asked Narad Muni to approach Indra to stop him from the destruction, which Indra did. He stopped. But then Sukracharya, who is the family priest of the demons, he revived all of the demons, especially Bali Maharaj and his chief generals, by using this art of Mrityu Sanjeevani. He has this power of bringing back to life those who are dead. And that's quite useful because the demons get killed many times. So he's able to bring them back. But this time, Sukracharya advised Bali Maharaj to arrange for a Vishvajit Yajna to be performed by the Brahmins of the Bhrigu dynasty. Now, these are really powerful Brahmins, and this performance of this Yajna enabled Bali Maharaj to conquer the 3 worlds, including Indra's kingdom. Now, Indra, he was amazed how someone who had been killed now is actually able to conquer his kingdom. So he went to his spiritual master, Brihaspati, and inquired about the amazing strength of the demons. What is the reason behind this extraordinary power of the demons, he asked. So Brihaspati, who is the spiritual master of the demigods, he answered, the Brahman descendants of Bhrigu, who are dear to Sri Hari, are backing Bali Maharaj. Now, why are they backing Bali Maharaj? Well, sometimes they do this. They're very powerful, but also they sometimes can be motivated by different things, different rewards that are offered to them. Anyway, Balimaj has become powerful by the yajna performed by them. If you go and fight with him at this time, you will not be able to win. You will definitely be defeated. So my advice to you, this is Brihaspati's telling Indra, is that you give up the kingdom of heaven and hide in space. And they took the advice. The Indra and the demigods, they left heaven. They were living all over the place in space. And the mother of the demigods, Aditi, she saw this happening and she felt very sad for her sons to be without a kingdom. So she stopped actually taking food and water, and she was very depressed. Now her husband, her Dharampati, is Kashyap Muni. He's also the Dharampati of Diti. So there's Aditi and there's Diti. Aditi is the mother of the demigods. Diti is the mother of the demons. So they're like step brothers. But one set of brothers are inimical to the Supreme Lord, and the other are favorable, even though they have the same father. So this shows that there's no guarantees in life. You may have a great father and a great mother, but may still be a demon. So, or vice versa, you may have a crazy father and a crazy mother, and you might still be a devotee. Nothing's guaranteed in life. Anyway, Kashyap Muni was very surprised at when he saw his wife, who looked very skinny, was weeping away, and she explained to him that my sons are in trouble, and until they regain the kingdom of heaven, my sorrow cannot be alleviated. So then Kashyap Muni advised her, okay, actually, you should understand, the demigods are our friends and the demons are our enemies. This vision of duality of friendship and enemy only occurs to those who are infatuated by Maya. Due to forgetfulness of the Lord, people experience this negative and positive relationships. But my advice to you is that you should give up such bodily misidentification, along with the false relations, and worship Hari with full dedication. Now, Mother Aditi, she actually took that on board and she started worshipping the Lord. And she did a fast. Actually, before that, she was still not quite happy and wanted her sons to be happy, wanted her sons to be not subjugated by the demons. So Kashyap Muni, she pleaded to Kashyap, what can I do? What can I do to protect my sons? So then he told her, you can perform something called a Keshav Toshana Vrat to please Lord Keshav, Krishna. That's for 12 days by drinking only milk and praying to the Lord. And other than Lord Keshav, nobody else can fulfill your desires. So she performed this vrat, very tough vrat for 12 days, just drinking milk and remembering the Lord, praying to the Lord. And as a result of that tapasya, the Lord actually appeared in the heart of Kashyap Muni. And then Kashyap Muni imparted divine knowledge to Aditi through initiation. So first, the Lord appeared in the heart of Aditi and then entered into her womb. So this is Lord Vishnu. He actually appears to help Aditi and the demon and the demigods. So the demigods realized the Lord has appeared. He's coming. He's appearing. And they began to offer prayers to the womb of Aditi. And then eventually, on the 12th day of the month of Shravan, which is where we are today, at the very auspicious moment of Abhijit star, Lord Narayan appeared from the womb of Aditi as Shyama Sundar, sweet and dark complexioned, Pitambar, dressed in yellow garments, holding a conch, disc, club, and lotus. So he appeared in his full Vishnu form. So as soon as Kashyap Muni and Aditi saw him, they were amazed. They were very happy. He then miraculously assumed the form of a dwarf, Vaman. Vaman is regarded to be like a dwarf. But actually, he's like Guru Maharaj used to say, was just a young Brahmin boy. And he was perfectly proportionate, beautiful, very beautiful features, as of course. This is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kashyap Muni and Aditi became very, very pleased upon seeing this beautiful child. And he was immediately given a sacred thread ceremony, and many of the demigods approached him. Suryadev gave him the Gayatri mantra. Brihaspati gave him the sacred thread. Kashyap Muni, the father, gave him a straw belt, a girdle. Bhumi gave him a deer skin to sit on. The Chandra gave him the Brahman Danda, the rod of the Brahmachari. Aditi Mata gave him the kopin, and the presiding deity of heaven, that's Indra, offered him an umbrella. Lord Brahma gave him a water pot. The Saptarishis offered him kushagrass. Saraswati gave him a string of Rudraksh beads. So this is really quite very, very interesting how this the Rudraksh is actually considered very important beads Saraswati Ma gave to the Lord. Kuber gave him a pot for begging alms. Bhagavati, the mother of the universe, gave him alms. So in this way, he was worshipped by the demigods. So at this time, Bali Maharaj was performing his final Ashwamedh sacrifice, which would have made him king of the universe. And at that moment, Vamanadeva appeared before Bali Maharaj at the yajna. And Vamanadeva, he walked with his umbrella to this yajna. And everybody was astonished at the beauty of this amazing personality, especially Bali Maharaj. He stood immediately with his priests and he welcomed Vamanadeva by offering him suitable respect. And he washed the feet of this Brahmin boy. He worshipped him. And then he spoke to him. You have surely come here to ask me for something. Therefore, whatever you desire, be it wealth or a kingdom, I shall give it to you. He even said, if you have desire to marry, I shall give you a qualified girl as per your desire. So Bali Maharaj was completely taken aback by this effulgent young Brahmin boy who had appeared. So Vamanadeva, he replied, I know the previous members of your exalted dynasty. That's mainly Prahlad Maharaj. You have taken birth in the dynasty of the uncommon warriors, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Your grandfather, Prahlad, was a Mahabhagavat. Just by remembering him, the jiva, us, become purified. Your father, Virochan, after promising charity to a Brahmin, never failed to fulfill his promise. I know that you also will not refuse to fulfill your promise. So I ask you for 3 steps of land. So, but Vamanadeva was just reminding Bali Maharaj of his ancestors, of his tradition, of the family values, because each of the previous generations were brave, valorous, so that he would fulfill the promise. And upon hearing this, of course, Bali Maharaj said, well, I own the whole universe. Why do you just want 3 steps of land? I can give you a village. I can give you a continent. I can give you a planet, all for yourself. What is 3 steps of land? Your 3 steps of land will be hardly anything. And then he said, please ask for more. Vamanadeva said, no, I know you're the owner of the 3 worlds and you can give me many things, but I'm a Brahmin and Brahmin should be satisfied with anything and everything. So just give me 3 steps. That's all I need. Because if I want more, there will be no end to it. This is really amazing preaching by Vamanadeva to us, actually. Now, at this time, Sukracharya, he was the head priest and he was a spiritual master of Bali Maharaj. He knew this is no other than Vishnu. And he's come, Vishnu's come to take away everything from Bali. So he advised his disciple Bali to withdraw his promise. And he explained, you don't have to fulfill your promise, especially when your wealth is at risk. You haven't yet offered the water which one does when one makes a vow. So your promise is still pending, if you like, still in the pending box. You can break your promise because you haven't fulfilled it yet by throwing water. And he tried to convince him in many different ways. He could see that Bali Maharaj was not interested. And in fact, when he stopped, Bali Maharaj said this to him, that yes, he may be the Supreme Lord. I don't care. I've made my promise. I'm not going to break my word now, am I? Worry about the family tradition. And if this is the Lord and he takes everything, so what? Isn't that to my benefit? So Sukracharya became very angry. Of course, he's been backing Bali Maharaj and the demons all these years, only to be rebuffed at a crucial moment. And he cursed Sukracharya cursed Bali Maharaj. Right, you continue with your promise, you're going to lose everything you've got. Okay, Bali Maharaj thought, so be it. He held true to his promise. Even after being cursed by his guru, he began to draw water from the water pot with the intention of offering charity. But while he was doing that, he saw that there was no water coming from out of the water pot due to the spout being blocked. So the reason for this was Sukracharya had been unable to tolerate the foolishness of his disciple, and out of affection for him had entered into the water pot, thereby preventing the water from flowing out. So Bali Maharaj then began to clear the blocked spout with the help of a stick from a broom, thus destroyed one of the eyes of Sukracharya. It is said that because of his obstructing service to the Supreme Lord, Sukracharya became known as Kana Shukra. That means Shukra, blind in one eye. So this is actually something that's not described in the Bhagavatam, but this is something that's described in other Puranas. So then Bali Maharaj, he made that promise, he offered his 3 steps of land, and Vamanadeva immediately occupied the sky with his body. So he placed his first foot on earth. His first step was on earth. He took his second step and he covered the 3 worlds with his second step, all the way up to Satyalok and beyond. He pierced a hole in the covering of the universe with his toe, right foot toe. And from that piercing hole flows Mother Ganga and Yamuna from the spiritual world into the material world. So then he's known in that form as Trivikram. And then he returned to his normal size and he addressed Bali Maharaj, you have broke your promise. I've taken 2 steps of land and I've taken everything. 2 steps and I've taken everything that belonged to you. But you've broken your promise. Where do I put my 3rd step? What can I do? Bali Maharaj said. You've taken everything. There's nothing else of mine to give. What would you like me to do? What would you like me to do? The Lord said to Bali Maharaj, well, in your dynasty, no one has broken his word after giving it to a Brahmin. You took an oath. You will give me 3 steps of land. Why are you not giving me 1 more step of land? You are religious, yet you are behaving irreligiously. So at that time, Bali Maharaj's wife, Vidyavali, who was a very pious and devotionally inclined lady, she said to her husband, you have given Vamanadeva whatever material possessions you had, but you have not given your very self. So you can see how, as always, the ladies are so intelligent because they're so devoted to the Lord. So she reminds Bali Maharaj, yeah, you've given your land. Have you given yourself? Now, Bali Maharaj was so happy when he heard these very wise words of his Dharmapatni. So he directed Vamanadeva towards his head as a place for the remaining step of the land. At that time, a foot emerged from the lotus navel of Vamanadeva and rested on the head of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj achieved the touch of those lotus feet, which is rare even for Brahma or any other demigod. On witnessing the great fortune of Bali Maharaj, kettle drums sounded in heaven and flowers showered down. Being greatly pleased, Vamanadeva spoke to Bali Maharaj, I am very pleased with you. You have not fallen from your dharma. You did not deviate from the truth in spite of being cursed by your Guru Dev. Until now, you were the giver and I was the receiver. Now, I am going to be the giver and you are going to be the receiver. I shall give you whatever you want. So this is the Lord. He takes, he takes, he takes, he takes. And how can you stop him when he takes with his 1,000 hands? But then he gives. And how much can you take when he gives with his 1,000 hands? When he becomes pleased, he opens his wallet. So Bali Maharaj, having completely surrendered to Lord, Bali Maharaj did not ask for his lost wealth like a materialist person. So this is something very special to understand. He prayed, oh Lord Vamanadeva, may your soothing lotus feet, which you have placed on my head, always remain there. So this is a great example. He's one of the Mahajans. Bali Maharaj is one of the Mahajans. He's also described as one who perfected his life by surrendering himself to the Lord. 9 processes of devotion. He's one of the examples. One who gives everything up, surrenders to the Lord completely. So Bali Maharaj is exalted. Service of the Lord and self-surrender to his lotus feet never result in loss for anyone. We might think, I've given so much time to the Lord. I've given so much seva to the Lord. I've given so much Lakshmi to, oh, lost, it's all gone. But here it says, service to the Lord never results in a loss for anyone. Out of foolishness, the ignorant living being prays for insignificant things from the Lord. So we may ask for the Lord, to the Lord for something. That's just craziness, to ask for anything from the Lord. He's going to give anyway. Why do you want to ask? And even if he doesn't give, he'll only not give because he knows what's good for us. One can achieve the completely blissful Supreme Lord by sincerely surrendering or offering devotion without ulterior motive. Bali Maharaj achieved the Supreme Lord by Atma Nivedana, self-surrender, process of bhakti. So then, of course, I remember in the Bhagavatam when we were going through it, at one point, Bali Maharaj's wife said, well, he thinks the body belongs to him as well. He's under illusion. So Bali Maharaj's wife, Dharmapatni, was such an exalted person, really, truly exalted personality. Anyway, at that time, when this was all happening, Prahlad Maharaj, the grandfather of Bali Maharaj, appeared. And previously, he tried very hard to make his son Virochana a devotee, but Virochan had not become so. And his propensity for demoniac tendencies caused Prahlad a lot of pain in his heart. But now there was no limit to his joy because his grandson, Bali Maharaj, became a perfect devotee. He offered himself to the Lord. Being pleased with Bali Maharaj, Vamanadeva awarded him the Sutala planet, which is supremely blissful, like Vaikuntha, and ordered the Sudarshan Chakra to protect the abode of a bhakta in every way. So he achieved Sutala, even though he didn't want anything. And also Vamanadeva said to Bali Maharaj, yes, you want to have my lotus feet on it. So you can, I will act as your gatekeeper and you can come and see me anytime you want. You can have my darshan whenever you like. So this is a really, truly exalted achievement by a devotee to have darshan of the Lord at any moment they want. Very, very, very rare. There is hardly any circumstance I can think of where the devotee, the Lord, offers the devotee this opportunity. You can come anytime you want. I will be your gatekeeper. So truly blessed, truly blessed. So then, Lord Vamanadeva, the protector of Brahman Dharma, saw Sukaracharya, the foremost of the Brigu dynasty, Brahmins and guru of the demons, standing hesitantly nearby. He said to Sukaracharya, your disciple Bali has undergone many difficulties. Please perform the yajna again for his welfare. Sukaracharya replied, my disciple has seen you. He has chanted your name in glories. Your rare lotus feet have been placed upon his head. Is my disciple still so impure that I have to perform a yajna to bless him? So, and then he spoke this incredible verse, Sukracharya. There may be discrepancies in pronouncing mantras. So when we're chanting, sometimes we might get it wrong. Observing the regulatory principles in serial order, and moreover, there may be discrepancies in regard to time, place, person, articles, and paraphernalia. We might get so much wrong in our desire to perform bhakti. But when your Lord's holy name is chanted, everything becomes faultless. So this is really nice verse given by Sukaracharya. So Sukaracharya is also a great devotee. He just plays the role of the guru of the demons. Just a role. Otherwise, he's a great devotee. So this is the pastime of Bali Maharaj. Truly fascinating pastime. Lots and lots to learn from it. Any questions, any comments, anything anybody would like to share with us? Prabhaben, anything you'd like to ask?
No, it is interesting, and I have heard the story before. The same thing, like
Yes.
this Vamanadeva, he was a devotee, and this king Bali Maharaj was like he was. I think he was he proud of himself that I can do so much daan to everybody. And then the Vaman Dev goes and do the pariksha, is what is called, like go and check him that is he going to do what he says. And
That's
then
right. That's right.
then in the end, I think he says, what do you want? And he asks, I want everything from you, because
He
he
said,
was
no,
very
he said, I just want 3 steps of land. That's all.
off. And then and because he was small, sorry, in the height, the Bali Maharaj thought, what I can give him 3 steps, but he made himself so huge.
Yes, that's it.
Afterward, he put 1 step, the another step, then he couldn't put the 3rd step. Then the Bali Maharaj said, all right, you can put your 3rd step on my head.
That's it.
And he sacrificed himself. But it was a good story.
Thank
And
you.
nowadays, it's nice story, because when you are chanting, when you are telling, I'm listening, and it's nice. Sometimes everything refreshes in your mind.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, that's good. Thank you. You already know the pastime. Very nice. Okay, so we can stop
Some
there.
of them, not all of them. Some of them, not all of them.
Thank
But yesterday, something happened. Like, I don't know why I woke up so early morning, and then about 3 o'clock, my eyes were getting like feeling sleepy. I said, I don't think I'll able to sit and chant the satsang with you, so I just fall asleep. Today I'm fine.
you.
I'm going to temple after the satsang finish. Maybe when the satsang finish, I will go, because today is Ekadasi. Is it right?
Actually, Ekadasi was yesterday. Today is Dvadasi. So,
Yeah, but in England, some of them done 2 Ekadasi.
yeah,
Some done yesterday, some done today.
yeah. That's
So today I'm going later, about once the satsang finish, I'll leave.
okay.
Just to go and do the darshan.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
Weather is last night it rained really bad, but it's clear today. Still sun is coming out.
very good. Thank you.
Yeah. When you come back?
We are back in 3 weeks' time.
3 weeks time, so you got still more 4 months.
Yeah.
That's fine. Enjoy anyway. Enjoy yourself.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Vamanadeva ki jai.